Hi, my name is Anani Vasquez, and today I'd like to talk to you about sensory activities. Sensory activities can be used in the classroom and at home to support young children in integrating their 8 senses. I will be sharing some activities that you can try out with your students with the help of their parents. I also want to stress that sensory activities are for all ages. Humans are sensory beings. So I would like for you to consider how you might use sensory activities to address your sensory needs as well. The first sensory activity I would like to show you is one that uses dried beans or dried rice in a bowl, as well as some small toys that you can find around the house. You want to hide these toys in the beans. And allow the children some time to explore and try to find as many toys as they can. Now, you can do this with using your visual sense as well, so allowing them to dig through, touch, and see, or you can make it more interesting and have them do it with their eyes closed or blindfolded. This activity also works on tactile discrimination. Another activity would be to use shaving cream. You want a cookie sheet, a popsicle stick or a spoon or something that they can use to move the shaving cream around with, or a toy, and shaving cream. So we'll get some of that on there, build it up. Now some students really love to get messy, and they'll probably just dive right in with their hands. Some students or some children have a harder time with this kind of texture, so you might want to ease them into it with a stick or a toy that they can roll in, or a spoon or some kind of tool. So we can also use this for practicing things like writing letters, writing numbers, writing their name. So if we want to spread this out a little bit, and actually I'm going to have to get dirty here. So we're going to spread this shaving cream out across the tray. And then you can use your finger or the stick, or the students can, or both of you, to practice writing your letters. And there's a nice capital A for Anani. These activities also incorporate fine motor skills. You can do other things such as play with wiki sticks or pipe stem cleaners, and just create whatever you want to create with them. Have them play with them, make shapes, twiddle. We have clay, always clay, slime, putty, anything that you can just get your hands into and start playing with. These are all great sensory activities that also incorporate fine motor skills and are a lot of fun. Don't forget to have some towels nearby. Some students have a hard time with shaving cream or sticky stuff, and so having a towel nearby lets them know that they can wipe up whenever they need to. So now let's talk about some other sensory activities that really get the whole body moving. Because my kids are too old to want to help me now, I brought my little friend, Kermie. He was actually one of my stuffed animals when I was a very young child. So he's going to help me demonstrate today. First of all, not everyone has a scooter at home, but there might be something similar to a scooter, skateboard, something that you can lay on top of and use your arms to drag your body in a type of alligator or crocodile movement. So you want to make sure you're working really safely on these things. Lay your chest on, drag yourself with your arms and your feet. Push a little bit with your toes. Very good exercise for getting some input into your joints. We also have laundry baskets. Those are definitely going to be found around the house. And you can have one of your little friends sit inside the laundry basket while you push them around. Pushing is a good sensory activity. Also, we can do pulling activities. Let's say you have an old towel or sheet. Because Kermie is so tiny, I got a pillowcase here. So you have your friend sitting on the pillowcase and pull them around the house. The pulling probably work better on tile floors or linoleum than carpet. Let's see, what else do we have? Squishing. Some children really love to be squished. You can make a Kermie sandwich. Carefully, not over his face, and give him a little squish. Sometimes we can also use a ball. This ball is way too big for Kermie, but just as an example, to do a little squish. Now these squishing activities also depend on your friend, whether they like more deep pressure or light pressure. So you really need to be careful and take it easy and really gauge the child or the person that you're working with when you're trying out these sensory activities. Let's see, are there any more I wanted to share? There is one more. So one activity that I really enjoyed doing with my children, that was an awesome sensory activity, also incorporated singing most of the time. So anytime you can incorporate music into your sensory activities, that also is using their auditory sense of sound.
Five bears in the bed and the little one said, I'm crowded, roll over. So they all rolled over and one fell out. Four bears in the bed and the little one said, I'm crowded, roll over. So they all rolled over and one fell out. Three bears.
So if you know the bear song and the rolling over song and being crowded in bed and roll over, I'm crowded, and they all rolled over and one fell out. So you can use some of these songs and actually incorporate them with your activities. And one of them is actually getting just down on the floor and rolling around. Most children love bubbles. A lot of movement can take place when you incorporate bubbles. Many senses are used in the kitchen. Baking, there's a lot of textures involved and a lot of fine and gross motor movements. Smelling different spices while you're cooking. Washing dishes, playing with soap and water, pushing a push broom or a mop. They're all great activities that can be done at home. For more ideas, there are a lot of books out on sensory activities that you can use with children of all different ages. A couple of books that I have on hand are My Sensory Book by Lauren Kirstein. I also have Learn to Move, Moving Up, Sensory Motor Elementary School Activity Themes by Jenny Clark Brack. One of the best experts that you can go to for more ideas on sensory activities is your school occupational therapist. So figure out who that person is at the school that you are working at and get in contact with that person. They will be able to help you maneuver this world of sensory integration. Sensory activities can help with self-regulation. Exploring these activities yourself and with the parents and children that you work with can help all of you build healthy tools for life. Thank you for spending time with me today, and have fun exploring with your senses.